Hello.
Hi, this is Dr. Morrow calling from the animal hospital.
Yes, hi.
Hi there, how are you doing today?
Hanging in.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So, I wanted to touch base with you about Mana. We've had him in the oxygen cage here to try and help him breathe.
Right.
He's had a couple of episodes now today where his blood sugar has dropped. I guess it's happened twice today. So each time we gave him some sugar water, and that seemed to kind of perk him up a little bit. He did eat a little bit of canned food for us. But I am concerned with his kind of overall general demeanor and, the fact that it just keeps getting worse and worse and worse.
Yeah, that's what I'm finding too. He's just degrading every day. It gets worse.
Right. I looked at the radiology report that Dr. McGonigal got when she sent that in, and they were saying, the radiologist seemed to think it was pneumonia, as at least part of it. As young as this guy is, has he ever been normal since you had him, or he's always been just not quite right?
Yeah, no, he's, I got him, and he just was declining right away.
Yeah.
I mean, the first day or two he was okay, but then it started going downhill right away.
Right. And honestly, I wonder if there's something like congenital, like some sort of birth defect at play here, that, we'd need like a CT scan or an MRI or something like that to see internally, like, okay, how do these actual structures look? I can't prove that, but yeah, he's definitely not doing well. And,
well, he's bloated today too, and can't figure out why. Now, when the doctor did it first, she thought it might have a herniated diaphragm.
Mm-hmm. And that the radiologist didn't seem to think that was going on.
Right.
What I wonder is if he maybe has it's called a portosystemic shunt.
Okay. What is exactly that?
Right. So it's a birth defect that normally inside kittens and puppies when they're born, there's a blood vessel that comes. It's coming through their umbilical cord from their mother that basically takes blood as it comes in and shunts it around the liver.
Right.
Because the blood that's coming to the puppy has already come from the mother's, like it's already been through the mother's liver.
Right.
And so it doesn't need to go through the puppy's liver, and so this extra blood vessel kind of carries that blood around the liver and lets it kind of distribute to the rest of the body. When they're born, that blood vessel will normally kind of shrink down and scar down, and as it quits, that blood in the puppy starts to shift and actually go through the puppy's liver. Some dogs, when they're born, will have this, basically that blood vessel doesn't shrink down like it should.
Uh-huh.
And so the blood part of their blood is going around the liver. That specifically blood that has come from the intestines and should be filtered because it's got stuff in it that normally the liver would take out, but it's because it's not going to the liver, it kind of sends that stuff throughout the body.
You know what, that makes sense.
Right.
Because he's getting more confused. Every day he's losing consciousness, like getting confused, and it seems like even maybe some of his eyesight is going as well.
Right.
Which that would make sense.
Right. So, fixing that it's a surgery that has to be done, but it is a very, very tricky surgery. Not something that I would be able to do. I'd have to send you to a specialist to have something like that done.
Right.
And even then, it's pretty touch or go if those puppies survive those procedures.
And I think at this point he's so weak.
Right. It would be tricky, right, to get him through this at best. So, yeah, I just kind of I was wondering, I didn't know how far you wanted to take this, I guess, is the question I wanted to ask you. I don't know if you're thinking maybe it's time to put him down, or you're not ready to do that yet.
Well, I think that, like what I said, he's just, every day he's declining. I was up with him last night every 2 hours giving him the dextrose.
Okay.
Because of the dropping of his thing. But he's just, like I said, every day I see a decline in him. And I don't really see him coming out of it.
Right. And yes, ma'am. I think even if you had $50,000 to spend on this dog, I don't know that money is going to be able to make this right. Like, this is
exactly. Well, that's what I've been feeling. Serious. I'm feeling like he's just kind of, he's been fighting. You can tell he's been fighting, but I just don't think he's got enough in him, and I think he's just too tiny to go through that type of surgery.
Right.
You have to excuse me, my voice is bad. I had a thyroidectomy and my voice is not back yet.
So you're fine. You're fine. I can hear you just fine.
Oh my God.
So I guess my question, I don't know, do you want to be present when I give that shot, or would you rather not see that?
I'd rather be present.
Okay. Well, we're gonna, if you wanted to go ahead and head on down here, we'll get an IV catheter placed in his leg.
Oh, you're going to be able to do an IV in him? He's so small. That's a thing that I was really...
It's going to be tricky, but I think, we might have to put it in his neck, but I think I can get an IV catheter into him.
Okay. I think it's the most humane thing to do.
I think so too, ma'am. I hate it, but yeah, I think it is.
Yes, so do I. I just lost my other 2 dogs a few weeks ago as well.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
You just have no idea. I had a Chinese crested, and they think that she had a tumor that ruptured, and I came home. I had to go to El Paso for a appointment. I came back, and there was blood from one end of the house to the other.
No.
And she was gone. And then I got this little guy as a companion for my other little dog. I had Yorkie Poo. And the next day, my Yorkie Poo died. He had a congestive heart failure that they failed to diagnose.
I'm so sorry.
So this is like within a couple weeks, I've lost all 3.
No.
It is not a good month for me.
No, ma'am. I'm so sorry.
But I want to do the most humane thing for him.
Okay.
I just can't see him continuing to suffer like this and not be able to have any quality of life.
Right. I completely agree with you. I think you're just trying to do the humane thing for him, and that's what he needs.
And that's all we can do.
Right.
Okay.
Do you, I don't know if you're interested in, like, if you want to take him home and bury him, or if you'd like to have him cremated.
No, I'll do the private cremation.
Private cremation, okay.
For my pets, yeah.
Yes, ma'am. We'll get a catheter into him, and we've got some paperwork for you to sign, but we'll have that ready whenever you get down here, okay?
Okay, I'm headed out now. I'll be right over.
Okay, we'll be ready for you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, as you can hear, even as he said, even if you had $50,000, And I don't think he's got the strength for it to go, like I said, giving him Reiki, he refused it. He's ready to go. And he's just, I have to say, he's losing his ability to function. I put him down, and usually he'll look for me and follow me, and he's just, it's, you'd have to see it. I think he's losing his eyesight, and he's losing his cognition, his ability to function. And he's got no quality of life. And like this doctor says, too, that it's just, it's just not good for him. So as much as I dislike having to do this, I think it's the most humane thing to do. So I'm going to get myself together and head over there. And I just had the feeling this was coming today, because he's just not, he's not with the program. And it makes sense what he says about that, about the blood not being filtered, because I see his, it's kind of like the same thing if a person needs to go and have their blood filtered. If they don't, things start shutting down, and that's what I see with him. I see things shutting down on him. And, don't worry, I'll be fine. It's just, this in particular is tough. But tomorrow I'll be fine. It just hits me on the day of. And, we just have to do what we have to do. So I'm going to head over there, and oh my God, this is tough. And I'll have everything together and be okay soon. So thanks for tuning in, and love and light to all of you. And Manamu was here for such a short time, but he's going to be on the other side with Gypsy Moon and Max and May. And he'll be fine and out of the pain and suffering in just a few minutes.